Norwich City Football Club. It's an abusive relationship. It's completely one-sided. I should have left years ago and gone into hiding, because it's strolling and trolling around in my mind. It's constantly upsetting me and wasting my time. It's treating me unfairly, it's costing me my wage, and it's been like this from a pretty early age. Just think about it. It's an absolute con. Yet still, we worship the ground it's played upon. And the people who don't love the game like to dip you in the pot and brand you the same. The obsessives, the angry, the dull, the thugs, the lies, the sighs, the drinks, the drugs, the gamblers, the aggressors, the grumblers, the loud, the racists, the wrong, the rancid and the proud. Because football is a game, it's a pastime, it's fun. You laugh at all the gaffes and you smile when you won. So here I am to celebrate the ones who only smile when football comes. And if you haven't spent £4 chasing the dream, or still use your armchair to support your team, you can still be a fan, your opinion still can fit. You don't have to give me 15 reasons why said the song was shit. So let's ask one final time. Norwich City at home, and Norwich City away.
What happened?
So the season started traditionally, just like they did back in the 1950s, with a kit launch video. Now I don't know what other supporters do, but it seems like half of all Norwich supporters come across all CSI Norwich, freeze-framing teaser videos, zooming into images, hacking websites, just so someone can make the blurry prediction that, yes, it will be yellow and green. I've got it. There's green trim on the sleeves. Nail the bastards. Then the whole video was released, and the club politely asked us all to #OwnYellow, which, after many focus groups and customer feedback, was the preferred option to #Don'tStealYellow, #Don'tWearAnythingElseYellow, and finally #PleaseDon'tWait till everything is half price yellow, my personal favourite. The final video showed Alex Tetty being taken over by some sort of alien life force, a deleted scene from Ghostbusters 2, and Martin Olsen being, well, drenched in some sort of suspiciously yellow liquid. For the final time, Martin. Yes, it has to be urine, and no, I don't know whose it is. Kyle Lafferty said it was refreshing. Now face the camera. Here we go. Back in July, people were still reeling from David McNally's very sudden and very public departure. David tweeting his resignation like a school kid dumping his first ever girlfriend. We needed someone new in charge. Probably going to be a man. And that man chosen to take us back to the promised land was that jowly bloke from Wolves. With a look of a deputy head teacher who just loves timetabling but secretly hates all children. Jez Moxey's arrival wasn't exactly fan-fed by the Norwich City staff working hard inside the club. Doesn't Jez Moxey start tomorrow? Yeah, he does. Do you think we should put a sign up? Welcome Jez or something? No, I don't. But you need to put some trousers on, and you probably need to stop drinking. It's not the bloody Pope, mate. Look, could you just let me concentrate for 1 minute? I'm working on Tony Andrews' contract negotiations here. Jeez. £50,000 a week. The sheer tsunami of that announcement was heard near and far in football. I mean, just look at these Wolves fans when they heard the news that Jez was leaving them.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can officially confirm that Jez Moxey has left Wolverhampton Wanderers.
When the news broke, there was a healthy mix of positive,
No.
neutral, and negative. Here's Davey Davidson, Norwich City season ticket holder, to give his opinion. Now you listen up, my man. I've seen a lot of comings and goings at this football club. A lot of comings and goings. And this particular gentleman, I have got a gut feeling that he is going to be a very, very good addition to the football club. And I believe he'll be here for many years to come. Finally, our biggest signing of the transfer window was Mr. Alex Pritchard, who was on the way to sign for Brighton until he got a call from Norwich asking him to come back.
Basically, Alex Neil rang him up and screamed at him like a van driver who had just been cut up, until Pritchard swerved off the M25 like a pregnant mum needing a wee at a little chef.
Just the pedigree of going back up to the Premier League. I know they've been relegated, but looking at the players, they've kept them and they look like they're going to go straight back up, but hopefully I can be a part of that this time.
Right decision, Mr. Pritchard. I mean, what are Brighton going to do? Get promotion? Win 5-0 at their place against us? Have their goalkeeper score 2 own goals at Carrow Road and nearly be a quiz question for all of time? I'd like to see that happen, mate. Oh, I'd like to see that happen. Finally, we kicked off, and our first game was a tricky-looking fixture away at Blackburn. Now, after the game, 3 things happened. 1. We're going to win the league. 2. We're going to be away day specialists. 3. Hello, is that Norfolk County Council? Yes, I'd like to put my name down as the bus driver for the open top bus parade. Yes, I'll hold. I'm on hold. In August, we had our first meeting with a team who cannot be named. The fans are ready. Unfortunately, the players weren't.
So the first Norwich and Ipswich game was kind of like an after-school fight between 2 kids who just didn't want to be there in the first place.
Go on, green and yellow kid. Smack that blue scum in the face. That was rubbish. And it kind of summed up the Portman Road game a bit as well. Both of them kind of wafting their legs at each other. Still, at least no one let off a flare, did they? Oh, for fuck's sake. September was outstanding, except for Newcastle. Every single team we played, we beat, except for Newcastle. The way we were playing, there was no one who was going to catch us, except for Newcastle. If you want to feel a little bit better, I heard a little bit of goss about the Newcastle game. Apparently, on the way home, Rafa and his backroom staff broke down. Don't believe me? Have a look. I've still got flashbacks from that game. Oh, just imagine your whole world crumbling around you just because of Newcastle. Oh, darling, I'm so happy. I have you, our beautiful baby, this wonderful house, my fantastic job, and oh, this is stupid, but I was doodling at lunch and I drew you a little heart. My love for you. Yeah, work called. They told you not to come in tomorrow, and I've also been secretly stealing your mortgage payments for about 18 months. And I'm also running away with your brother, who's the father of your child. That's some fucking top calling in though, son. October and November were shit, mate. So you could just jog on. Actually, there was something that did happen during October. As the nights drew in, stand sponsors and Irish coffee makers Galway Roast were sent packing out of Norfolk like they were trying to introduce sushi to the good people of Hethersett. That, my friend, as raw fish. You are lucky I've not stabbed you in the eye. The issue was this particular Irish failure left a bitter taste in the mouth, wasn't worth the money, and left a pretty faded memory on the left-hand side of Carrow Road. What do you mean? I mix the scripts up. How? Now give it to me then. Irish failure, bitter taste in the mouth, wasn't worth the money, left a pretty disappointed faded memory on the left-hand side of the ground. What do you mean it's Robbie Brady's? Leave it in. Yeah, these arseholes won't notice. Nah. In this month, Delia and Michael gave an interview to the Times newspaper. Overall, I'd say it went down pretty well. Hello? No, I'm just reading the paper.
Reeling from that interview, the AGM came around, where old gentlemen can ask important questions about the lack of hand dryers, such as roll quality, and why he ain't playing 2 up front with that Carl Lafferty, huh? But as the meeting threatened to get out of hand when someone suggested we stop serving Twix duos, something very extraordinary happened. The room went silent as Jez Moxey stood up and announced 3
of the most powerful words you will ever hear. Promotion, promotion, promotion. What people don't know is he also had 3 other word triplets that weren't as well known. Shit, 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 and also bye, bye, bye. Yeah, but November was shit, so pfft. Merry Christmas, everyone. Ho, ho, ho. The fuck are we not near the top of the league right now? Jesus. I wish people would make their minds up. I mean, look, an ex-politician jiggling about with a Russian girl wearing next to nothing, in himself a very unorthodox costume. BBC bias for you, that's what it is. All right, fair dues. Every Saturday he was ridiculed and degraded in front of a bunch of weird-looking, strange-sounding people. For some reason, him and Stephen Whittaker have become really good friends. Oh, imagine cutting the video there! How annoying must that be? Oh, God. The transfer window was open and the rumbling rumours started to rear their ugly head once again. And they were incessant and non-stop.
We need centre-backs and we need to spend money on it for God's sake. I've seen Norwich City play better. Where's the money gone? During the window, we decided to make some cuts to the wage bill. So, we followed the whole world's footsteps and made the entire left wing non-existent. Martin Olsson left to join Swansea. Oh, Martin Olsson, and welcome to Swansea. Now, can I ask you a question? Why do you smell of urine? And Robbie Brady also left us.
The issue was this particular Irish failure left a bitter taste in the mouth, wasn't worth the money, and left a pretty faded memory on the left-hand side of Carrow Road.
Robbie Brady was over the moon about his move to Burnley, as this picture shows. Unfortunately, the people up north weren't as happy.
He's an Irish failure which left a bitter taste in mouth and wasn't worth the money and left a pretty disappointed, faded memory on the left-hand side of Carrow Road.
OK, that's a really good, interesting point you have there, Graham. Unfortunately, this is Gardener's question time. Is it possible you do have a question for the panel at all?
Oh, right. Do they think Robbie Brady was Irish failure, left bitter taste in mouth?
With all this spare cash flitting about, Norwich used the transfer window to bring in Yannick, I'm not going to say his surname, in from Wigan. Here is an eyewitness report from Davy Davidson.
Now you listen up, my man. I've seen a lot of comings and goings at this football club. A lot of comings and goings. And this particular gentleman, I have got a gut feeling that he is going to be a very, very good addition to the football club. And I believe he'll be here for many years to come. And his surname's got the word shit in it. That's always good, isn't it? Huh? That's always good. We also brought in Mitchell Dykes from Ajax. And the first few games was like a throwback to crap 90s game show Gladiators. You know that game where various opposition players could have bounced off of him? I don't know who Mitchell's gladiator name would be. Probably Suspension.
The transfer window closed and it was a complete and utter disaster. Not only did it leave a bitter taste in the mouth, it wasn't worth the money, and why haven't you got me a better script than this? This is just, it's just safe. You've written a new one. Well, why didn't you give it to me then? Fucking idiot. So we need a strong and stable leadership, because without a strong or stable leadership, we'll have a board that is not strong or stable. What? Where did you get this from? A blue website. It better not be Ipswich's. You're lucky my phone is ringing, because it better not be Ipswich's. Hello? Hello, mate. What do you mean Jez has quit? Jez has quit and he wants to interview me. I'm outside. Yeah, I'll be there in 2 minutes, won't it? I'll be there in 2 minutes. Hi Jez, and thank you very much for talking to me. Let's talk about Alex Neil. If you could use all of your footballing knowledge to give me a brief assessment of Alex Neil, what would you say?
He's the manager.
Yeah, I was just expecting a bit more than that. Jez. 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 Jez Moxie. Jezzy Moxie. Jez Moxie. Jez. Jez. Jezzy. Jeremy Moxie. Oh, there we go. Hi, Jez. You've been fired as the CEO of Norwich. Is it time you went back to a job you were more suited to, like a deputy head teacher maybe, who could be charged of timetabling?
Well, I'm not into answering hypothetical questions or get drawn in on timetables.
Fair enough there. I have a question here from a fan.
And they can ask us whatever they like.
Oh, that's very kind of you. This is a question from a Stelia Dith, and she asks, is it fair to say that in your short time you dragged the supporters and the club so far apart your tenure can only be described as a massive and disgusting failure?
Absolutely.
A failure that put the club back at least 10 years?
Absolutely.
And you don't think a man in his 50s calling himself Jez is in any way inappropriate?
No, absolutely not.
Jez, thank you very much. Oh, for fuck's... Jez. Oh, I'll leave it. He's gone. He's gone. To cheer everyone up during February, the club decided to do a kiss cam on Valentine's Day, just like those Americans do. It went really well. I am... No! I'm kissing that prick. Fucking speak for yourself, mate. I've had fucking worse. I was also told that Ipswich tried a kiss cam too, you know, try and boost morale. Not as good. During this period, we had lost ground on everyone. The playoffs were gone. Captain Canary and Aviva Lever weren't even talking to each other. And as for the people of Cromer, well, they were very confused. That had nothing to do with the football, though, so...
The fans were not happy. I mean, look at this chap's reaction to Alex Neil substituting Alex Pritchard during a Sky game.
And look at this lady. She was so incensed about giving her opinion, she failed to recognise that I wasn't even recording her voice, as I was using a whispered chocolate bar to interview her with. Bubbly.
The fans wanted Alex Neil out. There was an anger building that just wasn't going away. The results were awful. I mean, just look at his face there. He's like blowing me a kiss. He doesn't care about Norwich. He just wants to be... Oh wait, sorry, I've got it on pause. There you go, sorry.
The feeling among the fans was one of anger. Just pure anger. To give that anger some perception, here are some Birmingham supporters. Here are some Hull fans. And these were the disgusting scenes at Norwich. Now, if you've got children, may I ask they look away right now. Fucking Alex Neil out. Then, on the 11th of March, just a few moments after giving a pre-match press conference, the fans got their wish.
Touched my heart, you touched my soul, changed my life and all my goals. And love is blind, and that I knew when my heart was blinded by you. Have kissed your lips and held your head, shared your dreams and shared your bed. I know you well, I know your smell. I've been addicted to you. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You have been the one. You have been the one for me. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend.
You have to remember that behind every successful manager, there has to be a bunch of successful players. And yeah, some of them couldn't pass wind in some games. And yeah, some of them looked like a traffic cone in the other. And yeah, against Sheffield Wednesday, I'm pretty sure we had a dressed up wheelie bin playing. I like to call him Ryan Binnett. But Ed Balls was there to kindly explain the situation to us in what sounded like Pretty well rehearsed dialogue from The Sopranos.
And the problem is, you see, we can produce a running commentary on this kind of garbage, or we get on with doing our jobs, and we just decided it was garbage and got on with doing our jobs, and that included terminating Alex yesterday.
Jesus, talk about ruthless. Come on, Ed, keep it light, mate. It's a family club. God. So the season was coming to a close, and with us not giving a flying fuck anymore, we went and beat Reading 7-1. The same Reading who ended up in the playoff finals. Oh, the same Reading who was one kick away from being in the Premier League. We beat them 7-1. Oh, so just for you to think about that 7-1 win, I'm going to play our dancing cockatoo. 7-1. I'll tell you what, there aren't many Norwich City season review videos with a big, white, weird-looking cock dancing to Gangnam Style, are there? Don't get me wrong, the players didn't give up completely. They just didn't have that bite or passion to justify the money we've spent on tickets. It's kind of like spending £90 to go watch Muse, and they end up playing bloody step songs all night. During this time, we stole Mr. Webber from Huddersfield in a very calm and professional manner. Save us, Webber! We don't know what we're fucking doing! But seriously, we brought in Webber for his direct, decisive and expert knowledge on all things football. I mean, just look at him go.
Hello, Stuart. Hello, mate. You right?
Hi.
Now, question for you. Could you pick Tony Andrew out of an identity parade if your life depended on it?
Oh yeah, good question.
Thank you very much.
I don't know.
As the season stumbled to a close, 7 players were told that Colney would no longer be their destination for a Monday morning. Not Lafferty though. He hasn't been to work on a Monday morning since Neil Adams and Jean from HR were disciplining Seb Basson. Thank you for coming, Sebastian. Now I'm Jean, and I'm going to be neutral today. Now I just want to get to the bottom of why you said that you thought Neil Adams was as useful as a one-legged man in an arse-kicking contest. What did you mean by that? Cara rude. That's hardly worth fucking going to anymore. There's no Lafferty, no Turner, no Basson, no Ruddy, no Wicker. I mean, who the bloody hell am I going to moon at next? There's only one way to find out, isn't there, my friend? Oh. Harry Toffolo. He's a fucking liability, my friend. Fucking liability. And then Daniel Farker turned up. Nope, nothing. Got nothing. So that was it. 2016, 2017. And it was such a weird season this year. I mean, home, we were really good. And away, we were really not. And because it was so mixed, it was difficult to stay angry at the club. It was like they were cheating on us one week and then buying us an iPad to say sorry the other week. I'm really, really sorry, but I did her again. iPad? So there we have it. We just have to wait till August now for the Webb and Farken era. That's the Webb and Farken era. And I only have one more thing to say. And I have to say it in black and white. Ooh. There's an issue that is brewing that no one's foreseen. It's a mighty mess, but you might have guessed that it's time to come clean. So listen up, Norwich City, a gift from me to you. It's a simple one-point business plan, it's all you have to do. There isn't any tricky advertising or marketing tricks, and
and it will sum us up, and it will stop the club from looking at our pricks. Take all the away games off the DVD. I don't think I could watch a single entity. I'd rather lick the gear stick in Katie Hopkins' car than watch a single second of Away at QPR. So take all the away games off the season review. I won't have any windows left to put my clenched fist through. I'd rather toss a coin to choose which pet I have to kill than watch a wretched second of when Brighton won 5-0. So take all the away games off the DVD. I'm struggling to comprehend why we played so woefully. I don't think I could stomach that game at St James Park, where the whole of Norfolk screamed in unison, what the fuck? Take all the away games off the DVD. I don't feel suicidal, but that could change quite easily. I'd rather drink a cocktail of apple juice and sperm than watch the so-called highlights when we lost to Rotherham, to Rotherham. So take all the away games off the DVD. I thought about those games and I can finally guarantee I'd rather kiss the pavement or be tied up in a basement, or be Dr. Shipman's patient, or worse, Ryan Bennett's agent, Ryan Bennett's agent. So take all the away games off the DVD. I don't think I could watch them without puking violently. I'd rather tweet some pictures of me in lingerie than watch the day we crumbled at Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday, they're a team in Sheffield. What a lovely place to go. So take all the away games off the DVD. Take all the away games off the DVD. Get that DVD and break it in half.
You wanted to know what happened? That's what happened. Thank you very much.